So guys, today I'm going to be running you through a dumbbell only chest and shoulder workout. Now this workout is going to be absolutely perfect for anyone who trains at home with minimal equipment or just trains at a minimalized equipment gym like a leisure center or something like that that only has access to dumbbells. Now there's absolutely no reason why you can't make incredible progress with just dumbbells. I've got plenty of clients like the ones you can see on the screen here who train at home with minimal equipment, and it just comes down to following the right training methods and having a plan that fits your lifestyle, your goals, and training hard. So today's gonna be chest and shoulders. Let's get on with it. So exercise number one is gonna be an incline dumbbell press. Now when we're targeting the chest, we wanna make sure all we're thinking about is pulling the bicep into the side of the chest. So before we start the whole workout, guys, that's the first thing I want you to understand. All muscles do is they influence joints to rotate. So all our chest is doing is it's rotating the shoulder joint to pull our arm in. It's got nothing to do with your hand or your forearm. We don't want to be thinking about pushing the dumbbells up. We want to be thinking about pulling that bicep into the side of our chest. If you think about this before initiating the movement, it's going to really help you get that mind-muscle connection and get a lot more stimulation on your chest and a lot more growth. Right, so exercise number two is going to be a dumbbell shoulder press. Now, like we said before, all muscles do is they influence joints. So the muscle we're targeting here is the front deltoid, and it influences the shoulder joint to pull this part of our arm up towards our head. Now, the problem is there's a lot of muscles that influence the shoulder joint. We also get the chest, we get the side deltoid. So it's very easy to have those muscles step in. So when we're targeting our front deltoid, we want to make sure we keep our arm path nice and close to our body. The second you spread out here, the chest fibers open up, and as we push up, the chest is going to be doing a lot of the work. So while we go for a shoulder press, I prefer to go for more of a neutral grip and to tuck the elbows in here. Because firstly, like I just said there, it's going to eliminate chest engagement. Secondly, the range of motion for the front deltoid is from all the way down here to up there. Now, the way most people do their shoulder press, when they come down here, you see that's the bottom of their range of motion, but they're missing out on this whole part here. So by tucking our elbows in, going for more of a neutral grip, we eliminate the chest stepping in, and we get full range of motion on the front deltoid. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this now on the shoulder press. Right, so exercise number three is going to be a chest supported dumbbell side raise. So what we're targeting here is the side deltoid here. And again, it rotates the shoulder joint. So you see a common trend here. We've got the chest that influences it. We've got the front deltoid. We've got the side deltoid. We've also got the trap that pulls that shoulder joint up. So there's a lot of different muscles that can influence that joint. And if you do this movement wrong, you're really not going to be hitting your side deltoid at all. So we want to make sure we're limiting any other engagement from any of the other muscles. So what we're going to do is make sure that the side deltoid stays on the outside of the movement the whole time. So pinky's out. That's going to keep it on the outside. And it's rotating this upper part of our arm. So we're not going to think about moving the weights up. We're just going to be thinking about moving the side of our arm this bit up. And to minimize trap engagement, we're going to think about pushing the weight to the ground and out. So this is going to stop the traps coming in. If you think about pulling the weight up, we're just going to get trap in here. So by pushing down and out, it's going to minimize trap engagement. And by keeping pinkies out, it's going to allow us to keep the tension in the side deltoid. Now what a lot of people do, they want to get the weight as high as they can. So they get to this point, but then they pull their arms up here to get the weight up. And you see my front deltoid is just activated. So we're not trying to get the weight up to the ceiling, we're trying to get our side deltoid fully contracted. So the second we're at that position, we're done. But we're gonna do this chest supported to keep momentum to an absolute minimum and just to keep all the tension right where we want it. So exercise number four is going to be a flat dumbbell chest press. So again, we're targeting the chest fibers literally pull that upper part of our arm into the side of our chest, but we want to make sure we're limiting front deltoid engagement. So not only are we visualizing pulling that bicep into the side of our chest, we want to make sure we keep those shoulders rolled back. A lot of people in a movement like this really crab over, and you see we just get a lot of front deltoid in there and the chest is collapsed. We can make sure we keep the chest out and open, shoulders rolled back. You really make sure a lot of the stimulation stays in the pec fibers, rather than collapsing that chest and putting it all in the front delt. so exercise number 5 is going to be a dumbbell front raise. So far we've done 2 exercises on our chest, 1 incline, 1 flat. So the incline is going to bias the upper pec fibers, the flat is going to bias the middle, but in general just the whole pec. We've then got the side deltoid movement, which we've done. We've got the shoulder press, which has hit that front deltoid. And just for a bit more front deltoid stimulation, we're now going to do a dumbbell front raise. So again, we're targeting that front deltoid. It influences the shoulder joint to rotate this upper part of our arm up. The range of motions from all the way down here to all the way up here. The second you feel some resistance, you're done. You don't want to go any higher than that. So that's what we're going to be implementing through this movement. We're not thinking about moving that weight. If you think about just pushing that up, again, we're going to get trap coming in here. We're going to be thinking about pushing it down and towards the wall in front of you. That's going to keep the trap out, and it's going to keep the tension in that front deltoid. Now, something that we didn't cover in the side deltoid movement, when we're working with dumbbells and doing a front or a side deltoid movement, the strength curve of the movement is very, very uneven. Now, what I mean by this, if I was to pick up, for example, some 50-kilo dumbbells and go for a 6-inch range of motion down here, or if I was to pick up this same 50-kilo dumbbells and go for a 6-inch range of motion up here, which do you think is going to be more difficult? Now, it doesn't take a genius to realize this is going to be a lot harder. It's the same weight, it's the same range of motion. We have to produce a lot more torque in that upper range of movement, so it's hard to load the muscle through the full range of motion. So for this reason, when we are doing dumbbell side raises or dumbbell front raises, a little bit of momentum in the movement is not a bad thing. So we want to keep the form good, we want to keep it standardized, we don't want to be chucking your body about, but just to help get it up, a little bit of momentum definitely isn't a bad thing in this case. So guys, that concludes my chest and shoulder dumbbell workout for the day. So set wise, I typically do 2 sets per exercise, which is the load set and the backer set. But for you, just choose the amounts of sets based on your recovery time, based on how much you can actually do in a session. But this is going to be the first part of a several part series. I'm going to do a few different workouts which are dumbbell only, and I've got plenty more content like this coming your way. So if you did enjoy this video, then make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out in future. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video.